Let's start the AM show from Benin because soldiers in that country say they have removed President Patrice Talon from power, announcing the takeover on national television. The statement declared a suspension of the constitution, the closure of all land borders, and the shutdown of the country's airspace. The soldiers testified the actions by accusing President Talon of poor governance. The French embassy in Benin confirmed reports of gunfire near the president's residence in Cotonou and has advised French nationals to remain indoors. But Al Jazeera has been reporting that Benin's Interior Minister Alassane Seidu says the country's armed forces have thwarted an attempted coup. A statement came after soldiers appeared on state television and announced the removal of President Patrice Talon, the closure of borders and suspension of political parties. Former Communication Director of ECOWAS, Adama Gaye, has been narrating the incident to Al Jazeera.
What we know is that in neighboring Benin, because I'm very close to Benin, I'm speaking to you from Ghana, military attacked the house of the president, who is Mr. Patrice Talon, and there were heavy gunfire shot against his house. And we saw also some military who spoke on a television in Benin, Cotonou, the capital, and they said that the president was ousted and replaced by a military with the establishment of a Salvation Organization Committee to take over the reign of the country. The problem is, this is not something that surprised anybody, because we have been hearing a lot of tension in that country. Some of the opposition members have been arrested for years and maintained in jail by the president in place, Talon, and also there is a process towards the new election next year or 2027 to replace him in power. He has already designated somebody to take over from him, from his party, his current Minister of Finance, who is Mr. Romuald Wadani, and he had managed to eliminate key people from the leading opposition party of former President Mr. Yayi Boni. So there was really a lot of tension within the country, and even there had been a coup attempt by close friends of the outgoing president. So nobody is surprised that the military came out and tried to do this attempted coup. It is not new in Benin. In the 1970s, Benin was known for a hub of military coup.
Adama, the thing here is also, I mean, as you mentioned, Patrice Talon was due to step down the next presidential election, slated for April, and his replacement, or his nomination for his replacement anyway, was already set. So, I mean, with the idea that he was going to be stepping down in just a few months, it must be a surprise that the military or factions within the military have acted in this way.
Yes, because of course, everybody had the feeling that it was going to be a smooth transition, because really, in economic terms, in terms of infrastructure, Benin Republic was doing marvelous. It was achieving great strides towards its economic development. Myself, I was supposed to go after tomorrow to meet key business people interested in distribution of petroleum products in West Africa coming from Europe. But this is no longer possible. Why this has happened? Maybe the fact that actually this transition from Mr. Talon to a newly elected president next year was not seen as something as genuine. People believe that is the Medvedev-Putin type of transition, where Mr. Talon will put a figurehead in his place and continue running the show from behind the scene. So this is something, this fake type of democracy that may have prompted the military to stage this coup. Whether they will succeed or not is early to say, because only what we know is that they've tried. Will they succeed? It is not new in West Africa.
Lots is happening in that country of Benin, and we'll be keeping an eye on how things develop in the country. Away from that, the Deputy Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, Lieutenant Colonel Joshua Setakla has identified interference from influential individuals and a critical lack of logistics as major obstacles in the fight against illegal mining. Addressing the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives, MMDCs in Western Region, Lieutenant Colonel Setakla announced that NIMOS is scheduled to deploy its first contingent of 50 officers to the region in the coming days. The MMDCs have expressed support for the new collaborative framework with NIMOS.
The road that has to be played by the various MMDCs and all this. And we are with the people. And we know all the hotspots and all this. So I think going forward, the collaboration between NIMOS and the MMDCs will be a better, solution in resolving the guarantee menace in the country.
So the coming of NIMOS will beef up the momentum. So we really appreciate it. The collaboration will be very effective.
I understand that one of the stations is going to be at my place. And I'm happy because it will help for us to make sure that we do our daily rounds. And then it's not that you go today, tomorrow the Galamseyers will come back. This one, they are going to be stationed there and it's going to help us a lot.
Well, the Minerals Development Fund has launched an environmentally sustainable mining initiative to reduce water and land degradation in small-scale mining areas. The MDF Modular Sustainable Mining Turnkey Initiative employs green technologies, closed-loop water recycling, and mercury-free gold processing methods. Administrator of the Minerals Development Fund, Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu-Kote, revealed that the initiative is expected to reduce the negative impact of small-scale mining on the environment. She spoke at the launch of the Royce Gold Eco-Dig Modular Sustainable Mining Site in the Ahafo region, the first of MDF's Modular Sustainable Mining Turnkey initiatives to be deployed all over the country. There's more in the following report.
The first MDF Modular Sustainable Mining Turnkey initiative site is built on an already mined area with parts of the destroyed land reclaimed for the project. Mining areas at the site are selected based on geological survey conducted by experts. Once the layout is finalized, contractors set up all necessary amenities for operations. Tailing dams are constructed with filtration systems where filters are mounted in canals to clean the water used in washing gold deposits. Recycled water is pumped from the dams, which also support boreholes for the mining activities. The process eliminates the use of mercury and cyanide. James Opoku is Chief Executive Officer of Lion King Engineering and Mining Support Services.
We take maximum 90% of the gold because after mining, the processing, we go through a shaking board process. The shaking board process will separate the sand from the gold. After that, the other sand is not thrown away. We put it through a heating method, through a high temperature level. You see, gold is easy to melt, but sand cannot melt. So through that heating method, the gold will start melting from the sand.
The small-scale mining sector has been a government priority due to illegal activities by some miners which threaten environmental sustainability. Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu-Kote is administrator of the Minerals Development Fund.
The MDF Modular Sustainable Mining Turnkey Initiative embodies the future of small-scale mining in Ghana. It introduces a model that is eco-friendly, efficient, and socially responsible. In accordance with the MDF mandate to redress the negative impact of mining in mining communities in Ghana, the MDF, through its Modular Sustainable Mining Turnkey Initiative, is implementing the beginning of a permanent solution to Ghana's most pressing challenge.
The Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners has expressed interest in replicating the technology at various mining sites.
I want to stand or state clearly to the government of Ghana that the small-scale miners are willing and ready to prepare and accept the initiative of the MDF that has brought us this far. We prefer a solution that is designed for Ghana.
For JoyNews, Nana Ojima, Ahafo Region.
Well, I read from that, the Ministry of Health, in partnership with Africa CDC and the African Medical Research Foundation, has completed vaccination of over 192,000 people under the Saving Lives and Livelihood Phase 2 project, including 159,000 girls with the HPV vaccine, as well as thousands of pregnant women, health workers, and community members. The initiative, implemented with support from CHAG and GHS, utilized fixed, mobile, and outreach services to reach communities nationwide.
Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Africa CDC and AMREF Health Africa, has convened key stakeholders in health in an experiential review meeting on Saving Lives and Livelihood Phase 2 project. Speaking at the event, AMREF West Africa Regional Manager Awa Dieng says the program used fixed, mobile, and outreach services to vaccinate over 192,000 people, including 159,000 girls with the HPV vaccine and thousands of pregnant women, health workers, and community members.
Today is not just about closing a chapter. It is about celebrating what we have achieved together and to acknowledge the dedication of every partner who has made this phase a success. Phase 2 has been a continuation of the commitments we made under Phase 1. Thanks to the collaboration between the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Services, Christian Health Association of Ghana, Africa CDC, AMREF, and other partners, we are closing this phase with concrete, impactful results. In the northern region, particularly in Tamale, SLL Phase 2 has helped deliver integrated immunization services through fixed, mobile, and advanced outreach strategies. Together, we reach over 192,000 people with essential vaccines, including 159,000 adolescent girls who received HPV vaccine, over 31,000 pregnant and lactating women, 188 health workers, and over 1,800 individuals from other priority groups.
She explained that these numbers represent real lives protected, girls shielded from cervical cancer, mothers and children safeguarded from preventable diseases, and communities strengthened through improved access to health services.
These are not just figures. They represent girls protected from cervical cancer, mothers and children safeguarded from preventable diseases, and communities strengthened through the trust and access.
The meeting also reviewed Ghana's progress under the SLL project and its contribution to building a more resilient and inclusive immunization system aligned with Africa's long-term health security.
The Central Region now, Abura, a community within the Cape Coast metropolis, has entered a new phase of development with the coronation of its new development queen, a ceremony marked by vibrant cultural display and a renewed pledge to accelerate community growth. Nana Abena Eyimba II, the newly installed development queen, announced a series of transformative initiatives, including educational scholarship programs and cultural promotion events in Finland, aimed at empowering the youth, enhancing community pride, and projecting Abura onto the global cultural stage. We have more in the following report.
Mehino kotirin to me ye ena ye ne mpuntu ma ya che in the day orun to me ye nyina na ye ken hu boma ye botum ya ye ma Abura wa fa nintampa efra.
In her maiden address as the development queen of Abura, Nana Abena Eyimba II pledged unwavering dedication to championing the development of the community.
My spirit did not just arrive here, it aligned with Abura, as though it has been waiting for this moment all along. Nearly 20 years ago, I used to volunteer for PPAG, where I started to grow the seeds of development. I may not return with vast riches, but I returned with something more enduring, knowledge and networks, and a platform that I'm wholly committed to using for the progress of our people. I am here, ready and devoted to work hand in hand with His Royal Majesty, Her Royal Highness, the elders, and the community.
She outlined several initiatives she intends to pursue in her new role, including promoting cultural visibility for the community in Finland.
With profound humility and renewed purpose, I am happy to announce the beginning of a new development era for Abura, led through my office in Finland, which includes a continuous professional development course on a full scholarship, an SME donation of valuable items, a global digital magazine showcasing Abura to attract international investors, already published on our website, a business exhibition desk in Finland to open doors of investments, which is scheduled on 25th of April 2025 in Finland as well. And we are going to host the first international cultural visibility event for Abura and Africa in Finland, scheduled to take place on the 6th of June 2026, under the name Abura Uprising. These are only the first steps, small flames lighting the path towards a radiant future.
The chief of Abura, Nana Kujade II, assured the new queen of the community's full support as she embarks on her developmental agenda.
The goal that you set, which was reasserted by Michael and then broadened by a third, the Abura community, has been met. We want to assure you of our continued support wherever you are, wherever you will be, that Abura community, the chief, the elders, the family members, and all the residents are solidly behind you. You cannot lead a people by yapping at their feet. You can only lead a people by being one of them. And this is exactly what you have done.
From Abura, Abigail Lissel and Nkrumah reports for JoyNews.
Let's do some business news now. President John Dramani Mahama has pledged to reduce interest rates on agricultural loans to single digits, assuring farmers of better access to financing. Speaking at the 2025 Farmers' Day celebration in Ho, he said government is committed to bringing rates below 10% to boost food production nationwide.
That they raise very important issues to do with focusing on women agriculturists who are into farming and fishing by giving them credit to be able to produce more and giving them the credit at the right interest rate. Currently, capital and credit that is available to our farmers is at such an interest rate that if they take a loan, they virtually will be working for the bank, not for themselves. And so one of our prime objectives is how to get credit to our farmers at the best possible rate. I saw one of the members of the Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen holding a placard that said single-digit interest rate. I agree with you. Credit for agriculture must be at single-digit interest rate. And so this government is going to work to bring that interest rate below 10%. So that farmers can have access to cheaper credit to be able to produce more for us to feed ourselves. I like the theme of this year's Farmers' Day because it says we should feed Ghana, we should eat Ghana in order to secure our future. As the minister said, our food import bill of about 3 billion is still too high. And so we need to grow more food for ourselves.
Well, away from that, Chief Executive Officer of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blewett, has advised customers to pay closer attention to background updates and applications that may be consuming their internet data, even as the company works to improve internet speeds in the coming months. He made the remarks at the Mobile Money FinTech Extraordinary Shareholders Meeting here in Accra.
Okay, so that's very important. 2 points I'll make. First point is in April of this year, we gave 15% more value for no additional cost. Our competitors did 10%, we did 15%. So we gave more value, no additional cost. So that should be borne in mind. The second thing to keep in mind, we are aggressively working on the network to address a couple of things: coverage, reliability, speed. And that's very important to know. That's ongoing right at this moment. As we do these things, like especially reliability and speed, some social media platforms like YouTube, for example, will optimize what you are using it for to the highest speeds. That means your data gets consumed quicker. it's to give you a better experience on those social media. The other thing you need to be careful of, there could be updates happening in the back. It could be maps updating like Google Maps or different apps, and you need to be aware of those that happen in the background and they can use your data.
And that's all in business updates. And that's how we conclude the AM News this morning. Up next is AM Sports. Stay tuned.